Now
on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It is 7:07. It's O'Connor and Company here as we wrap up this week and send you into the weekend, informed and hopefully entertained as well, but definitely informed. That
Absolutely informed.
I guarantee that because Patrice Onwuka is here. So
oh, that's kind.
Definitely. and a great slate of guests, including coming up at 8:05, Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares, and then at 8:35, Brett Baer of Fox News Channel. I am Larry O'Connor along for the ride with Patrice Onwuka. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday.
It's Lieutenant Governor Winsome Sears now who joins us. Earlier this week, Governor Youngkin gave his State of the Commonwealth address and flexed his muscles a bit about the 233,000 new jobs 2023 had and also the $5 billion in tax relief. But now, Madam Lieutenant Governor, you are going to face off with a Democrat-led House as well as Senate. So are you eager to preside over the Senate today at 10 a.m.?
You know, I actually look forward to session. And by the way, good morning, Larry, and good morning, Patrice. Good morning to your listeners. I was raised right. You say good morning.
Yes.
Glad someone around here was.
Well, you know, we started actually on Wednesday, so we're into our third day. And so far, so good. But, you know, ask me Monday. We'll see.
Well, I know that a major priority from you said so in your statement after the State of this Commonwealth address, and you've continued to talk about it, is really addressing the education crisis in Virginia. It's gotten better from the Northern regime, but what would you like to see emphasized here with regard to fixing the schools?
Well, I'd like it to be that the money follows the child, that when the parent says, I want something different for my child, we can say, fine, here's the money. Go find the school that you think is best for your child. Why would we stand in the way of a parent? I can't understand when we give parents control of their child's education that's controversial. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So I'll tell you what else doesn't make any sense. During the governor's State of the Commonwealth address, he had mentioned that we want to make sure that we finally prosecute fentanyl dealers if their victims die. Do you know not one Democrat got up on that and clapped? Wow. Not one Democrat. And there's something else. We also said, the governor did, that if you use a gun during a crime, then we're going to throw the book at you. The Democrats didn't clap for that either. And I'm just wondering. But then here's something else. When the governor said, religious freedom is important, and we need to make sure that everybody has the ability to practice. And he listed the various, religions and that whatever else. They didn't clap for that either. So I don't know. It's just very interesting.
Yeah,
it's telling.
Well, Lieutenant Governor, I think what's also telling, something that was interesting you posted on your Twitter feed, is that you kind of made some news. I mean, the Lieutenant Governor, the House Speaker, and the Senate President Pro Tem, all black people in a state that was a former capital of the Confederacy. So I just want to highlight that as evidence that America has come very far forward when it comes to race relations, and that, this idea that black people are held back somehow, this is a great example. No, you can actually continue to achieve great things, and you're a great demonstration of that.
And that's the idea. We're going to continue to achieve. We're not going to stay stuck. We're not going to be victims. We are overcomers is what we are. And, the message is the same for everybody, no matter what color you are. Work hard, stay in school, study, you can achieve. That's what I did. I did nothing special. And so, we've just got to stop playing these color games. Our children have to live in peace, And
what a good message right before MLK Day.
Yes.
Sorry, Larry.
Well, that said, Lieutenant Governor Sears, I mean, there is a call now to replace Claudine Gay, the president of Harvard, with another black woman. And I went ahead and put your name in the running. Would you? Although I don't know if you're exactly who they had in mind.
Well, what can I say except we need to have people who are, it's not based on color. It's based on, do you know how to do this job?
Yeah.
I mean, plainly and simply, when I get on a plane, I need to know that you, the pilot, you know how to fly this thing.
Yes.
You can land this thing. I don't care what color you are. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. Well, of course, you're alluding to some of the DEI provisions that have been put forth, in corporate America is celebrating, the fact that they're focusing on the color and gender of employees, especially critical employees like airline pilots, rather than who's absolutely the best and most excellent. Are you concerned, and what can we do to address those DEI provisions that are still sort of left over from the Northam and McAuliffe administrations in Virginia?
Well, I tell you that companies who have been putting those practices in place are beginning to realize that the money doesn't respect that. The money respects whether you have the ability to perform the work or not. And otherwise, your customers go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing that we're finding in government. We have to have people who are qualified. Government, of all places, should not be where we have the least and not the brightest. Because, when I call my government, when I pick up that phone, I need to know that you know exactly where to send me. You have the capability. So I appreciate what people are trying to do in bringing about a more equal society. But you know how that happens? It happens when we ensure everybody has opportunity. And the way to do that is with education. Education lifted my dad out of poverty, lifted me out of poverty. I'm going to keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. We came to America with $1.75. Picture this, Patrice, 7 quarters.
Wow.
Don't tell me that we can't succeed in America.
That's right. Amen. Amen. Now, let's take that $1.75 and let's think about what that $1.75 can buy today. And unfortunately, Lieutenant Governor, it's not much. And I think when we think about just inflation and the rising costs today, it's so hard. So can you talk about what the administration has done when it comes to bringing some financial economic relief to Virginians?
Yeah, so what we have tried to do, and last year we got rid of the state portion of the grocery tax, and of course the other side kept saying that it was a gimmick until President Biden said he thought that they should get rid of the grocery tax or the gas tax, because that's another thing we tried to get rid of. So at least, on that front, he was right. We are trying to actually decrease the taxes that we all pay here in Virginia. We are finding that people are leaving Virginia. We're doing well on so many fronts, but we still have work to do because people are still leaving for states like Florida, Tennessee, North Carolina, Texas, Georgia. We're losing them now. New York is losing people too in the higher tax brackets because they're the ones paying the most taxes. We're losing people who pay $100,000 and above. If they leave in any good number, who's going to pay these taxes? Yeah. You've got about 40-50% of Virginians, I believe, who don't pay anything. So we've got to make sure we keep some folks here, and we have to be competitive with the rest of these states. And we want businesses to come here. So, we've just got a lot of good ideas, and I think if we work together, we can achieve a better Virginia.
It's interesting, Lieutenant Governor, because, you say if these people leave our state, who's going to pay the taxes? And, of course, the states they're going to are states like Tennessee, Texas, and Florida, and they don't have any state income taxes. So there could be a fun balance here to figure out, hey, maybe we can finance the Virginia government with something other than income taxes so that people will stay here and people will flock here instead.
Yeah, Governor Bob McDonnell, when he was in office, he had a JLARC study done to investigate what could be done about taxes to broaden the base but lessen the taxes, because I don't want to pay any more taxes than anybody else. You understand? I want to keep as much of my money in my pocket that I worked hard for and not the government, and people believe in that quite a bit, I believe. So what the governor wants to do is to broaden the things that we tax. We haven't been taxing services, and the tech sector, for example, has been getting away with it. We do a lot of things through technology now that we don't do to buying goods anymore. And, when people come as tourists, they will help to pay those taxes, and not simply Virginians. And we got a lot of tourists here because you can't I had a friend one time tell me, I live in a place where Washington slept. I said, man, please. Washington slept everywhere in Virginia. So,
All right.
History starts here. So, yeah.
We'll let you get back to work. I know it's going to be a busy day for a busy 90 days here coming up with the legislative session. Check in back with us, especially if those Democrats start giving you a hard time.
I think they'll get along. I really do.
Good.
I'm excited.
I think we'll find ways because child care is an issue, and we've got to make sure. So I think what we're going to argue about is the amount. I think that's what we're going to amount.
Yeah.
There.
Well, thank you so much.
Winsome Sears of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day.